Zach with All Access Card Shop, and I'm with.
Caleb.
And what did you do this weekend?
I got second place out of 110 at the Remote Duel Regional.
Awesome. What deck were you playing?
I was playing Tenpai.
Awesome. Any shoutouts quick?
Everybody at All Access, everybody who I've played Remote Duels against. It's just been such good testing, and it's helped me improve a lot.
Awesome. Let's get into deck profile.
So it's 2 Hydra. You don't ever need 3. In all my testing, it's come up that if you need the 3rd, it's actually just Dura that you need, or it's like Genroku. The extra synchro really doesn't matter as long as you can get the 2 that can't synchro off your board before you need to synchro again. 3 Chandra, it's by far the best one. It makes all your plays live. Normal summoning him is crazy, and having 2 in hand is even fine because there were matchups where I would go normal Chandra, special Chandra, and it plays through Ash impermanent kills. It's crazy. 2 Genroku and 1 Dura. Genroku is incredible to have at least 2 of, because you want to be able to search it at least on your first turn if you're trying to put additional bodies on board, and sometimes you'll stick seals and a Genroku at the same time just to chain block the seals. The Dura is here because it makes all of your spells a 1 card line, or 1.5 card line that goes Transcendent plus Chandra before battle phase, making it so your opponent can't activate anything, it's just ridiculous sometimes. The worst name by far, Fadra. It's a good reborn in the grind game, but you don't ever want to play 1 because you don't ever want to open it. 3 Kaiman, pretty obvious. It's just a crazy quick play spell. The best way to be using it is to be searching Genroku and then specialing another Tenpai if you have it in hand, meaning that you generate 2 bodies with 1 card, and then each of those cards can generate more bodies for the OTK. 3 summoning, I'm sad it's down to 1, even though the deck is still very playable. It's just insane to go summoning, and then they out it, and then you activate another one, and they just lose the game on spot. 3 Prosby, also going down to 1, but also fine. It's crazy for consistency. It's crazy going first to find floodgates or just additional hand traps you may need. And then the 1 terraforming, of course, for the summoning, because you want to see multiple. Onto the actual engine of the deck, because that was only 19 cards out of my 42. We have triple shifter. I saw this one really early in the day, saw this one towards the middle of the day, didn't see this one until round 6, and then didn't see any of them round 7, which was unfortunate, but it happens. It carried me through my rounds, and paired with some cards later in the profile, it just goes crazy, especially if you open multiples. 3 Ash, one of the best hand traps in the game. It can be used under shifter, which is really important. I wanted to make sure I didn't have too many hand traps that were dead under shifter, or else I would start drawing them with shifter, and it would be really hard to play. Let's say you have to Veiler them, you have to shifter and then chain Veiler. Sometimes there are inopportune spots for that. 3 Charmy, it lets you draw into all your hand traps, and if you're playing a critical mass of them, it just makes sense that if you're drawing 2 cards, you'll see at least 1. And then, especially against other rogue picks, they'll special a lot more from the hand, meaning they'll have to pass early. 3 Nib, I wanted to see this card as much as possible, because with the amount of pairing hand traps that are happening, the more Nibs I can have, the more to get paired, and the more that opponents will not be able to play. There was a round where I opened double Nib against Snake Eye, nibbed them once, they played through it, but they didn't put too much on board. I passed back to them on just a Hydra and a set Kaiman, I think, and then I nibbed them again, which let them end on only 1 princess, and unfortunately I misplayed from there. I did not summon the Typhon at the correct time, so ended up losing that one, but it would have come up that 2 is even completely fine. Onto a couple 2-ofs, we have Mourner. It's technically the worst of the targeting hand traps, but I like it about as much as I like Veiler, because it's useful under shifter. Only 2 Veiler because, as the reason mentioned before, I don't really want to draw it with shifter, and I'm already on a lot of targeting hand traps, so I don't feel like I needed to play as many. 3 Bestials, I didn't see Mag too often, but Baldrake was absolutely ridiculous. I don't know if it should have been Druid's Worm, there weren't really situations where it would have come up either way, because technically the idea is that if you nib them and then you can ball drake like the Fiendsmith when they're trying to recur and keep playing, then all of a sudden ball drake turns into another interruption on top of it because you contribute the nib if they special summon a guy from the extra. 3 Imperm, it's if not the best hand trap in the game, one of the best. And then the 1 Rivalry, there were games in testing where I like nib somebody, and then the Rivalry would end up locking them into rocks, and I would have to find a way to out my own nib, which would usually happen when they find a way to out their token and then keep playing. For the extra deck, we have a lot of cards I did summon. Seals, SP, Typhon, Q-Belt, Samurai Destroyer, Moonlight Rose. These 2 are mandatory for the U-Bell matchup, but in every other matchup they will be getting banished off of Prosperity. 1 Transcend, 2 Bident, Black Rose. These are the ones that did come up. These are the ones I did not summon at all. Did not summon Black Rose, Ruddy Rose, Doolittle, Trident, Princess, or Striker. The main 2 on here that are a shock are like Black Rose. There just weren't any big enough boards that I would felt like I had to make an unaffected Black Rose to out. I always felt like I was trying to play more under the summoning, and then the Trident Dragon. Everybody just died before, like even if they were under Prosperity, this deck sets up maybe like 20,000 damage before you get to the Trident. So you don't necessarily need to Trident, only if your opponent has a big board or bodies that you can't destroy by battle. And then onto the side deck. I absolutely love this side deck because I feel like it's paired for, plays extremely well into a lot of stuff. The only card that's matchup specific is the Crossouts, of course, for Tenpai. Droplet comes in against any matchup that can play Undershifter, or I need droplets out the board, like the 2 Sprite that I played against. DDG is crazy because I'm always going first post side, and if your deck cannot play through a shifter, it can't play through a DDG. 3 Cosmic because it's good going first against decks that have skill drain, and it's good going second against any other decks that you expect to have floodgates, and it also works if you target the Lacrima equipped to Requiem. And then to 1-ofs, we have Duster. Didn't come in, but it's just because I didn't face stun. Drago came in against U-Bell. That was about it. And then Grand Tusk Dragon. This card's crazy. You bring it in going first against Sprite. You bring it in going first against a lot of decks because, especially against Sprite, you can return their field spell to the hand and then pop their 2 monsters, which is...
yes, the Sprite field spell.
Sorry, I meant Snake Eye. But it does come in against Sprite too. You just like bounce like a Gigantic and then pop their other guys on board. Yeah, that's it.
What were your matchups like?
It was 2 Sprite, 3 Fiendsmith Snake Eye, 1 Fiendsmith U-Bell, and then 1, what was the last one? Oh, Illusion Chimera round 1.
Awesome. Well, congratulations, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks.
Shifter.